Hey designer, welcome to my channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make this professional flyer using your smartphone. Let's check the preview of the design. Before jumping into today's tutorial, let's check the intro.
Diko graphic skills with creativity.
Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified when we post new videos.
So guys, without wasting much of our time, let's dive into today's tutorial.
Yeah, good evening guys. Welcome back to Diko graphic design training. I believe we're doing great today. Right now I want to show us how we can make a business flyer on our Android smartphone using our PixelLab. Without wasting much of our time, let's get started. The first thing to do is to determine the size we want to use. So for instance, I want to use the square size, or we maintain this particular size 120 by 1265. Then after that, we determine the background we want to use. So for instance, I'm using this particular background. So after that, you go to your shape area, click on the shape, turn on your grid. Then we are going to measure the shape how we want it to be. So for instance, let's make our shape to be like this. Let's crop it and put it here. So after that, we click OK. We'll go to the lock area, layer, then we'll lock it. So after achieving that, the next thing we're going to do is to go to the shape again. So we're going to tap on this, click here. Then after that, you go to the radius, turn the radius to something like 6 or 7, or if possible, 7. Let's make it to be 7. So you have to crop it exactly like this. Then we'll go to the stroke area. Give it like 3 stroke. Go to the color, we give it a color. Then we are going to position it exact here. So let it go up. Go up exactly like this. Then we'll bring it down here. It has to be in 3 parts. We'll have that, we copy. Then we can increase, if possible, increase the stroke to something like 6. And I believe that is okay. Or we'll continue making it to be 10. Okay? Or this is okay. So now after making that, we don't need to copy this. We copy. Then we'll have a position just beside each other. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to copy. Then we'll position it here. To make it work, just do it this way. This is the second one. To make it rhyme, the third one. Now look at back. Third one. Look at the space in between them. You look at it critically, make sure that they are okay. Then after that, what we're going to do next, we're going to mark the 3. Tap on the movement. Then we're going to move it exactly like this. So we'll move it a bit. So I believe this is okay. Then we're going to merge again. Go to the layer. Then we'll merge. Then we won't merge it. We'll have to click on this and we'll centralize. You can see. So at this juncture, we can make it to come down directly. So we'll go to layer. Then we'll highlight the 3. Then we'll have to move it down. So you can see, right? So this is absolutely okay. So after that, the next thing we're going to do, we'll have to close the grid, tap on each one after the other. If you don't want it to be affected, just open it through layer. Now click here, click on select. So go to the gallery. Then we're going to bring them one after the other. You can crop if possible. Crop it how you want it to be. Just crop. You see, then you click OK. Now increase it if possible. Increase or decrease, depend on how you want it. Or we'll go back, let reselect, then we'll crop. So okay, click OK. Then we click here. So when you look at it, everything is actually okay. Tap on the second one, click on the texture, then we'll position it. Click OK. This one is okay too. We tap on the third one, we click here, then we click here. We'll have it being positioned. And when you look at it, everything is actually plumb. Now, after that, the next thing we're going to do is to reapply the stroke. We'll go to the stroke area where we'll have 8 or 9 stroke. This is okay. Or we'll make it to be 8. Let's check 6, which is okay. Then we'll go here, we'll give it something like 5. Then the color will be changed. We tap here, do the same thing. Very good. So after that, sorry, then make it to be something like 3. This one should be something like 3. Then the last one, something like 3. Then everything is actually plumb, as you can see it. So what we're going to do next, we just make sure everything is rhyme here, which you can see. One is not go beyond the others. So cool. So what we're going to do, we give a breathing space in between it. So by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then when you look at the spacing between, is absolutely okay. So the next thing we're going to do to make it okay, now tap on the text area, go to not to revelation, go to 3D shadow, enable it, and you click on opacity to make it long, expand very well, just as this. You bring it down to see whether it's actually go out. You can increase the size a little bit to see. Then you target it to that particular area. Then we go to the blur radius, everything is blur. Then we can go to the shadow. When you go to apply the shadow, then we'll go to the blur radius, then we'll bring it down a little bit. So if it will affect it, we'll off it first. Then what we're going to do is to go to the color area, click on the plus sign, and you remove the color. Then you won't have any text to show again. Then we can now go back to 3D shadow. Then where we'll have an expand, it's okay. Then opacity, reduce, blur reduce as well. Then the next thing we're going to do is just to fade it, just as this. Fade this, but it's very somehow thick. So now we have to make it to go in. Make it to go in. So after making it to go in, then we can send it to the back. Okay, very cool. Send it to the back. Then you can see everything seems to lay on top of it. So after that, we can continue our write-up. We'll go to this particular area where we have our shape being we'll turn on the radius. Then we'll have it like this. Then we move it like this. Okay. So after that, we go to the texture. We'll have this particular texture. Click on the plus sign. Then the next thing we're going to do is just to move it like this. So we have to move it like that. Change this to this side. Then we click OK. So after that, it means we have already showed it this way. Then we tap here, we'll have something like this. So we can position. Click OK. Then we can position that. We can position it here. we have it exactly like this. Okay, very good. Increase the size very well. Position to the center.
Don't
Very
forget
good.
to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon.
Okay. So after that, the next thing we are going to do, we have type 60%, 60%. Okay. Go to the font type, then select this particular font, 60%. Then increase the size just a bit. Okay. Then we'll have it positioned here, 60%. Then we'll centralize it. Then we'll have 60. So after that,
Don't forget to hit the
we go to
subscribe
the
button
text
and the
area.
bell icon.
We'll have 60% from 60% from or from August. I mean from June. 60% from June 16 to July 16. We'll reduce the size just as this. Then we'll go to the text area. We'll have Roboto font or a vertical. We'll have a vertical font. Go to the 3D dot. If you have you experience this scatter, your design scatter, then you recover just as this. Then you go and retype on all your purchase. So let's have it that way. On all your purchase, on all your purchase, that is what we have here. Then we are going to use a vertical font. Then we'll have that here. Now use relative to position. We'll go here to the shape, close the mouth with three radius, select this particular color, then we are going to positions, put it on top of this area, then we'll stretch to this particular area, crop properly, then we'll click on 3D rotate, copy, then we'll type the text from June 16 to July 16. We'll have this, which we are going to give a black color. So give a black color, then we are going to reduce the size. Okay. Okay, very good. So we are from June 16 to June 16. Then what we can do next, we'll go offer happiness. So we have to change the font, or let's try to change the font at this junction by using the leak spatter. Okay, so this is cool, as you can see. So we're going to do the same thing here by bringing this down. We'll go to the font area, then we'll copy. We're going to position that here, then we use the relative position, bring it down, just a little space in between, then we'll have these being positioned to the center. After achieving all these, the next thing we're going to do, we change the font, to Biba font, where we'll have offer happiness. We'll have offer happiness. Okay. Then we're going to give it a black color. Go to the font. Then we have a Biba font. We'll have Biba font. Then the size should be reduced very well. Okay, it's already positioned. Then we'll have to space it. Space it. Then centralize. After this, let it close a little bit. The space is too much. Close. Something like 12. Okay, cool. Centralize. Then we'll have the name of the brand, Joy and Mercy. We use that specific font for that. Joy and Mercy. Joy and Mercy. So we're going to use a unique font for that. Joy and Mercy. So let's check Bodoni. Bodoni font should be able to go along with it. So we'll put Bodoni here, then we go to the color, give it a black color. We'll have to centralize Bodoni font, centralize the brand name, then we'll make it somehow. Let's reduce the size for this. 40 is okay. Now position to the center. Okay, the space in between should be enough. Move this one up. Okay, so after that, the next thing we're going to do is to put the social media icon. We'll have the WhatsApp number. So just crop and have it position around this particular place. Position it here. So have it position here. Increase the size a little bit. Okay, then you go back to social media icon where you imported the Instagram icon. Then you have it position here. Position it here. Okay, cool. Or if you want the size to rhyme, let me give you a trick. You want the size to rhyme to be accurate. Copy the WhatsApp icon, then reselect the Facebook icon. You can see. Then you can reduce the size to bare minimal level. Then you have it position around here. Have it position here. Then after that, we go back to our gallery. We have a Instagram icon to be imported. We reduce the size to bare minimal level, just as this. Okay. Then you bring it down. Okay. This is okay. So now after that, we increase the size to the WhatsApp a little bit to make it accurate. Okay. Then have it positioned very well. Bring it back a bit. So now the next thing we're going to we'll put Joy and Mercy, which is the brand name. Joy and Mercy. Joy and Mercy. Joy and Mercy underscore sorry underscore tag. So we have this. Sorry. We'll go to the color. Have it give a black color. Then we'll bold it. We'll have it position around there. Reduce the size to a bare minimal level. Copy. Then we'll have our phone number. We'll have +234 7034660781. Then we'll have to position that here, just as this. Then we'll have to space it a little bit. Okay, so after that, the next thing we're going to do is to have it move. So we need to move it. So what we're going to do next, we'll move it. So where we have this, we're going to so let's move. You move it like this to this particular area. So after that, we're going to just bring this closer a bit. Then we're going to highlight, select everything. After selecting it, we tap on it, then we'll rotate, we centralize it. Okay, sorry. So centralizing, we return this back. After centralizing, we are going to copy. So where we have the phone number, we have the joy and mercy with the two tag. Then we are not merging, we click on it. Where we are going to count what we are moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we want it to be centralized. 5. So after that, we are going to copy the phone number and the WhatsApp status. We will have 1, 2, 3. So when you look at it, we return this. When you measure, just measure. So we'll have this edge, you measure this edge. So now let's look at it. When you look at the space in between, then it means we can just move the phone number with icon. We can move it a bit. So where we'll have this. Very good. So now I'm almost done with everything. So the next thing we're going to do is to just add the phone number. We add the seller address. We'll add the address. So we space this a bit. We'll position it to the center. Then we have an address. We copy this. Then we have number 34 Kajola Street, opposite opposite Cam Ibadan. Okay, so we click OK. We can just make it to be in capital letter. Then we go to the font. We have another font selected. So take it for instance, we have Roboto Medium to be selected. Then we'll crop and reduce. Then we'll move it to this particular area. We can now have it increase, space in between. Okay, space in between. Position to the center. So when you look at it, everything is actually plumb and it's somehow okay. So you can then change the font by using a vertical. Then we can increase the size, position to the center, have it reduce a bit. then position to the center, and everything is actually palm. So we can just add a logo if necessary. Tap on this, then you go to your go to the font area, type word. We have a font called word best font, and this is it, where you can select many logo as much as possible. So for instance, I want to select, I've seen one, so I want to pick letter E. Then letter E will give me a logo to use. So I select it. So this is just okay for the logo. So I will just position it here, and it will serve as a logo. So a logo is supposed to be there on real life situation. So after that, we go to opacity because I want it to look somehow blending. So I will go to opacity, have it an opacity to be reduced so that it can blend. Then it's actually okay. So this is just a way of how you can come up with a business flyer on an Android smartphone using your PixelLab. I believe we'll learn something from here. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Save with Dimension Ultra. Then you have it saved with a PNG format. Thanks for watching. God bless you.